psychic intellect and made you my puppet.
It's a bullseye! And here's your host, Jim Boyd!
Sorry if I scared you. You'll like this bit.
Yes, you will. Yes, indeed. You will indeed like this bit. I hope you'll like all this bit. I hope you'll gobble it up and go, yum, yum. We should have some more of that bit. Yes, indeed. Good evening, good morning. How is everybody today? Yes, he just saw the Bullseye intro. You know what? Screw the Doctor Who channel on Disney Plus. They should have a Bullseye channel. You know, every episode will bully, and then you can have a Jim Byrne retrospective. You know, I love a bit of bully. Keep out the black and in the red. Nothing in this game for two in the bed. Let me tell you, mate. Let me tell you, that stuff stays with you. That stuff stays with you if you're a child of the 80s. Good evening, good morning. I hope you're doing well. I am indeed spiffy, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am in fine form today. You're finding me in fine fickle. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing awfully good. It's to me it's Sunday, yes. So Sunday. We just had like a Sabbath and like man. Okay, so here's the difference, right? My older son and younger daughter, who are both in university right now, in a city close to us called Ariel, right? My wife makes just an insane amount of food, just insane. I mean, you can't imagine, right? You cannot imagine. I'm not even joking. We could have another 5 people and still have tons of leftover. It's crazy. There's no moderation there. I mean, like just insane. Okay, well, for example, Sabbath lunch this week was. I'm going to forget stuff because there's so much. It was we had stuffed mushrooms to start with, a fake crab salad, obviously not real crab salad. Oh. What I love real crab, mate. But the fake crab is pretty good. The thing I actually miss most about, well, there's a couple of things I miss about seafood, shellfish, I should say, specifically lobster and crab, is the shell, right? You really, that shell's awesome, right? It's awesome. I love the shell. Anyway. The crab salad, and what else was there? There was something else. And another salad. Anyway, it's made a lot of good salads this week. And then so the main course. And so yeah, that was just the appetizer. So then the main course, we had just so much shit. It was like this, like these beef fingers. They're like, oh god, they're so good. They're off the grill. And rice, and what was it? Oh, was it at all? Did she make a corned beef as well? I can't remember. Like I'm right, like my brain can't deal, mate. It's too much good food, right? And then desserts, and just crazy amounts of food, right? Just crazy. I here's the trouble. I often make jokes, like I do on this channel, right? I make jokes disparaging all manner of people, right? Because it's funny, right? I will make fun of anyone. So my wife afterwards said, "What were you doing?" I'm like, "What? I don't know." She said, "When you're making all the gay jokes." I'm like, "I don't even remember making any gay joke. What are you talking about? I don't tend to make gay. I mean, I don't know, maybe I call somebody a faggot, but I don't know. Anyway." Because they suspect maybe friends of ours who might have been close by, or so, I don't know. It's like I really wish people would be able to come out, but some may be gay, right? Like maybe they are out and they just don't want to tell anyone. Everyone should be their own person, man. That's really what I believe. You know what? Speaking of which, and honestly, I really genuinely believe that. I'm like, let's say, yeah. I mean, like, I don't really give a shit if somebody's gay or not, right? I don't know if you picked up on that, right? And it's like, but I'm in a ultra orthodox community, right? And they do, right? They're just like, it's like they. I'm not sure they do. It's like I don't know. I'm a live and let live kind of guy. So I'm somewhat out of step, right? So I can understand if they would rather. But my wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, talking shit like I always do. So anyway, but here's the difference. My older son, and my younger daughter weren't home, so we have a shit ton of food, right? If they were here, boom, they would have gone back to college, taken everything with them, right? I'm like, I open the fridge. I'm like, I'm all excited. I'm like, oh, gonna get some lepto. And this will be Saturday evening, right? Let's say I'll do like Sabbath to the end, right? And I'll do a stream. I'm like, peckish. Maybe I'll have some of those left. And it's like empty. The cupboard was bare. I'm like, what? Where'd it go? So they're not home. So I am reasonably confident that unless they come home during the stream, I'm gonna have a decent dinner, right? That's what I'm reasonably confident about, and I hope that to be the case. Yeah, but last night, let me find this for you so I can. Oh my god! Last night I laughed so loudly, right? That I don't know. Like I came upstairs and my wife and my daughter are looking at me weirdly. I was like, I just watched something that's very funny. They said, really? They said, really? We would never again. The windows were shaking. The roofers were up. I was laughing so loudly. I was like, it was hilarious. So it was this thing, which ties into what we're just talking about. Here we go. So this guy is a fight. So I was nervous going in, right? I was really genuinely nervous going in. Ari Shafir, right? Because friends of mine gave me this recommendation. Now the friends of mine, they're not. They I'm much more frummy than them, right? I'm much more religious. Like I'm more in the. Like I go to the synagogue 3 times a day and I do all the crap, right? And I don't look down on them because they don't, but they're like they've shared stuff with me before, and it was like I found it somewhat hateful humor, right? So I was like, okay. But he said, but he told me yesterday, like this is the funniest thing ever. I'm like, okay. So this guy Ari Shafir, he spent his first like 20 years as an ultra orthodox Hasidic Jew in Brooklyn mainly, and then the last couple of years in Jerusalem. And then he totally stopped being religious. And so his comedy is about sort of what it's about, like life on the inside of the ultra orthodox, right? And it's like, and there's a lot of stuff. It's awful. It's very funny, right? But like he's very open, like. Ultra orthodox communities are very racist. Let me be clear. They are very, very racist. Jews generally don't talk about it. But yeah, they look down on literally everybody. Right? Like they are super. And that's what his humor is all from that point of view. It is so freaking funny. Oh my god. And he takes a piss out of Orthodox Judaism. Right? I just think it was I think it was brilliant, but I think most people I know will be really offended. He's very honest and he takes a piss at the same time with that. And if you're not like if you're not of that universe, you might not know. Right? But he tells this again hilarious story. There's a thing called Kapora. One does before Yom Kippur, which is like the holiest day of the year, which is also the most miserable. I actually quite like it, but most people find it the most miserable, right? And Kapora is that you get a chicken and it gets waved over your head 3 times while they say something, right? And there's a special way of doing it. You're not supposed to hurt the chicken, right? One year when I was in rabbinical ceremony, we went to the place called Meir, the ultra orthodox like ghetto in Jerusalem, right, to do this thing. Because you go to one line and you get your chicken, apparently, and then you go to the other line and they do the ceremony, and then they kill it. They put your sins go onto it, and then they kill it right in front of you, right? So then it's called kapora, right? So you can also fulfill it just by giving the money, the value of a chicken to charity, right? That's like, really, that seems so much easier, which is what I do nowadays. Right. So he described it as this horrific incident, which may actually have happened, right? It might have actually gone down that way. I don't know. But that's not what's supposed to happen, right? Where you think his father, who was 6 years old, he took him out and he said, hey, the chicken is, he gave the chicken name, Big Nate. Don't give the chicken a name. And basically he said he like waves the chicken over waves him by the neck. Yeah, swings around there. If that happened, that's wrong, right? And if you're not of that world, you won't know that's like, no, you're not supposed to do that. But anyway, because I am of that world, I pissed myself laughing. It was so funny. Oh my god! And he takes a piss. Like there. This is an insight into me, right? I respect somebody who can take the piss well. Oh god, he does. Oh, he's so good. Takes the piss out of being religious so well and so effectively, right? And so accurately. I would warn you though, if you're Christian, this might not be for you, right? Because he also takes the piss out of Christianity, right? He calls it. Okay, we're going to talk about religion. Yeah, we're talking about religion. We're not talking about your shitty sequel. Yeah, he compares it to. He compares Christianity to the 26. This is not me. The 2016 Ghostbusters reboot of religions. Now, I'm not sure I agree with that, but I find that sentiment very, very funny, right? Very funny. One second, let me just get the link. Doink. Hang on. Yeah, no, I do. I find the sentiment very funny. So this is guy, Ari Schaff here. It's crazy. So, yeah, watch it. If you want to know what's true, what isn't, come and ask me afterwards. Like the racism stuff, that's 100% true. Okay, that's not that I support. I'm just saying that's real. 100%. I've come to realize, right, that you have this thing called the Bible, right? So essentially, this is what went down, right? God made reality, right, and then boom, right away it got spoiled. It was all screwed up. By the time we got to Noah, like, oh my god, what the god, oh god. So I'm just going to drown everyone and reboot, right? I'll take one. I'll get one. I'll get this one. Oh god, it's so gross. Here, okay, you have this boat, Noah. Okay, fine. And he like cleans his hand. Okay, fine. Go forth and multiply, and don't go too crazy with the wine. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, whatever. So anyway, goes through another couple of generations. It's spoiling again. And then finally, there's one person that notices God. Right? There's Abraham. Like, and he's like, me. All right, fine. So he makes a deal with that guy. He says, okay, your bloodline, I'm gonna at some point give them the Bible, right? Which is what you're supposed to be doing with this world thing. Because you guys don't know. My God. You're raping and eating things. That's not what you should be doing. Ooh. So fine. Many generations go by, God rips a hole in time and space and reality, right? And to deliver a document, a transcendental document that we call the Torah, right? The Bible, the Old Testament. Which is a guidebook on how to get the most out of life. That's how we view it, right? It's the stories there are illustrative of deeper points that you should know that will give you access to greater pleasure, which also often sucks as well. So that's what we feel it is. So they made a religion around it, and it's like, did you ever see Men in Black? where that big alien puts on the human skin and it doesn't really fit properly. That's how I think. That's how I kind of view Judaism, right? It's like, well, it's close. I mean, look, the book says that though. It's that we're going to do this, and like, but the book really says we should be. Look, the book just basically says we shouldn't be shits to each other, and we should like care about one another. Yeah, okay, I understand, whatever, but you know, it's like, man, people lose the wood for the trees, right? They really genuinely do. So this guy who was very, very religious became not religious. The story of how he became not religious, I found fascinating. He said he was in rabbinical ceremony, much like I was, right? And it was like he wasn't really. I mean, like I came into it late in life, so I came into it like asking questions, you know, like sort of, right? And so you know, as every, you know, adult does, right? That he was born in it. So anyway, he said he left this nightlight on Shabbat, and he couldn't sleep. It was in his eyes, and it was like, and he decided to turn it off, and then he was going to, and then he stopped because he realized people on the street would see him, and he's in Jerusalem, and they'll give him a hard time, right? So he's laying in bed and thinking, you know what? I was going to do it, and the thought of the people stopped me. The thought of God didn't stop me. Right, the thought of God didn't, and he realized he just didn't think God was real. Right, I think it's more he's the product of a poor education system in an inadequate society to probably express the will of God. I mean, like, I think they mean well. I think here's the thing, though. I think it's like the more you get to centralized. So you get to centralized authority, the worse things get. I mean, like, again, God gave us this thing called the Bible, and that should have been it. We shouldn't have needed police. We shouldn't have needed a king, right? And then the Jews demanded a king. We shouldn't need a bloody king. Just do what that son says. Oh, I mean, have judges to adjudicate. So I think this is the right thing. Well, I think this is the right thing, right? And you have a judge adjudicate, right? But just do what that says, right? And your life will be happier. That's it. No one does that, right? Literally, I mean, no one does. No one's thought to. It's not no one does that. No one's thought to do that. No one's going, oh, wait a minute. Why don't we just do that, right? And I understand 100% why this guy is where I disagree with him, right? I feel bad for him, right? In fact, I feel very happy for him. So the reason why I thought this thing was excellent, and I didn't think it was hateful, because I don't think it was hateful, right? I think it was genuinely reasonably respectful, right? I know respectful. I think it was just being honest. He was being honest about how he felt, what happened, and it didn't seem like he had an axe to grind. He just said, this happened, right? And it's funny, right? I'm looking at the funny side of it, right? And that was it. He didn't feel like he had an axe to grind. Didn't feel like he needed to destroy Judaism, right? He felt like, this is what I'm doing now. And okay, if there's a God, fine. I don't know. Doesn't seem like there's one to me. Okay, you, I'll do me. Right? You're right. That's essentially who I like. I think that's really fair. So I recommended it, but man, most people I know would not. Right? And I really can't recommend it to most people I know. But I thought it was very, very good. Anyway, let me get to the chat. Careful, Rabbi, you're going to give him ideas. Let's get to let's pull up that thumbnail. Oh, yeah. See, this is what's going to make me laugh. Will the crazy Twitterati who are they're getting more nutballs by the day? They went on an attack of Rusty Davies today, right? Because boy, he dropped such a truth bomb. I think the Times might have won. The Times might have won, and I'm going to take up a subscription to get that interview. Yeah, so on Tuesday's show, we are doing that interview. Right? Him and Mark Gatters on How to Save TV. Yes! What are you charging the Times, right? Absolutely. Here. That's happening. That is totally happening. Full frontal Russell on Russell action. Yeah, baby. I like the bondage cross in the background. You have to say, I'll point out because I put it there, but I do like it there. I think it kind of works. Oh yes, the spin-offs are coming. I should have put you instead of O, but okay. That's too obvious, I think. Just wait till you see the steamy Masters TARDIS after I left that space. Masters TARDIS after dark. I will make you my willing puppet. Oh, treat me like a naughty Adric. I mean, I can just see. I really hope Ralphie Davis one day sees the thumbnails with him in it and he laughs. Right? I just hope he goes, "Oh my god, that's insane!" Right? Oh, treat me like a naughty Adric. I mean, really, you've got to know him and Mark Gatiss will piss themselves laughing at that. That's a great line. That is just a great line. I think it's about to get a jolly good smack bottom, says Stephan Noonan. Yes, indeed, Stephen. We are going to let your trailers out. That is why we are doing a. I've been waiting to do a preview of your adventure. It's coming out this month, right? What else we got coming up? Doctor Who SFX magazine. I forgot to post this. I was supposed to post this today, but I forgot. So that's going to come out tomorrow. We did our review of the Season 9 Blu-ray. Love Season 9. The trailer. Ow. Listen, it's cringe. Super cringe. The awesome. Super awesome. Awesome cringe. Right? That's essentially how it goes. But bam, Pete Mateague. Fuck me. Rusty Davies is talking about you. Yeah, absolutely. He's talking about you. We're going to look at that thing that's been going around about what he's been saying, which vindicates me completely, right? Proves me 100% right. Listen, mate, what can I tell you? If you got it, you got it, baby. If you got it, you got it. There we are. I got to copy that. Doing so. Fine, we got that. Where are we up to? We're going to that was the page. There you go. This came out was it yesterday? Yeah. What somebody knew which article it was in the comments before it aired. They said it has to be this article. Yes, it is the cringiest SJWist article ever. Oh god, it's like I lose it in this video. It's so funny. Doctor Who is too problematic. Yes, he is for you, isn't he? Yes. May I say, this character is perfect. Yes, nothing says toxic fandom like this. Newswarp. A funny thing is, both Newswarp and there's a Snowflake of Doom. Both spoke about Noel Clarke, right? Man, people hate Noel Clarke. There's this one guy who just posted about geez, just leave him alone. That's really how I feel. Just leave him alone, mate. Okay? God, you might be this actor didn't like him. I'm like, dude, I don't believe the stuff he's saying, right? That's the thing. I don't believe the stuff he's saying. But I'm just you make yourself look cheap, mate, when you just have more of these attacks with what's he gonna do? I'm sorry, he's exonerated as any person can be exonerated. Wish I loved this more than I did, but I didn't. And I didn't get part 2. That basically is my review of part 1. Okay, so that tells you everything you need to know. Fine. There was a chat I okayed in the at the beginning. I was saying, if you want to check out a hot Jewish woman, look at Polina Rodzianski, which is what we're going to do right now. Okay, because I actually do want to see hot Jewish women. I like seeing hot women in general. What's my preference? Oh, that's the question, isn't it? Listen, Jewish, you got a nice what can I say? You've got a large variety, right? But if you're talking about your average Semitic, she's okay. Don't get me wrong. Dude, yeah, I'm not like, yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, totally. Yeah, I would like to have sex with her. Yes, that is true. That is absolutely correct. Can anything? Okay. But I that's not. I'm not especially. It's okay. I mean, listen, I do like the Baywatch outfit and the body to be able to carry it off. That's always very nice. Okay. 2,116 Polina Rodzianski photos. Wow, that's a lot of Polina Rodzianski. She seems okay. Honestly, she doesn't seem that hot to me. I mean, like, she's got nice boobs. I mean, she does. But yeah, don't know what to tell you, mate. Well, let me see you chat to them. It is Jordan Lee. Jordan Lee said, "You want to see a hot Jewish girl? Check out Polina. She's okay. I mean, like, dude, I live in Israel. Like, everyone's hot in Israel. Gal Gadot is like a 7, right? And I'm not exaggerating. Gal Gadot in Israel is literally a 7, and she will admit to that, right? She will like, yeah, that's true. She's a very good movie star, though, right? I felt bad that she became a movie star after the age of movie stars, right? Because she's so gracious. Like, she was like the only one on these things that never got involved in politics. Oh, yeah, I mean, like, and she was like more gracious about it than what's his name? Chris Pratt, right? Who they just went after. They never really went after her. I think they were scared of her, frankly, right? That's what I think. I think they were just absolutely freaking terrified of her, and because they're like, oh, she's been in the Israeli military. Look, her job, it was a bit of a Jobnik job. It wasn't that impressive, right? I hate to tell you. But listen, well done to anybody serving. I say, but yeah, they're all like scared that she was like, Krav Maga that of them or something, which she gives the impression is good. I mean, honestly, if I'm thinking of my favorite Gal Gadot movies right now, it'll be that Netflix one. I really hope they do more of those with that with Gal Gadot, Ryan Reynolds, and who else was in that? Who else was, and The Rock. That was a great combination. I'm giving you my ideas. Live always as I'm about to begin work. I'm terribly sorry, Gal Karamazov. I do apologize. Time bounce would never work without the genius of Terry Gilliam. Well, that's basically what they're saying. The brilliance of David Warner's acting. I think David Warner's more replaceable than Terry Gilliam, right? I think David Warner was very good. There are many people who could give a good villain, right, and do a comedic good villain, right? I would love to see Mads Mikkelsen do a comedic villain, right, like that. Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, he would be really interesting. Bad news for TT. Is good news for us, in my opinion. Oh, no, the bad news for us. They are making it. It's going to happen. It's going to be awful. The trouble, I think the crying shame is this, though. I think Taika Waititi is a genuinely a genuine talent, right? And I think his talent is being sapped away by the idiot wokeness of Hollywood. And I really do, because if you look at something like what they do in the shadows, it's just excellent, right? I mean, he really is an excellent filmmaker. He knows what he's doing. But I think, and I think he could have had the flair for it, right? I think that first Thor movie showed a lot of promise, right? Unfortunately, it didn't back it up. It didn't follow on properly, right? So, unfortunately. So, it's a shame. It's more of a tragedy than anything else because it could have worked and it should have worked. But because with the age we're in, it won't. Which again, it's really sad. Wouldn't it be great if it did? Right? Wouldn't it be fantastic if it did? Right? I don't know. Marco Magnesia is here. You are just your comment. Her mother is Christian. Oh no, she's not Jewish. I see. I smelled that out. Smelled it out. Okay. Will I regret doing this Google search? Hottest Jewish women. Let's see who they say they are. Let's see who Google says they are. Okay, Emmanuel Shikri. Yes, I agree. Scarlett Johansson. Yes, I agree. Kat Dennings. Really? I don't know. Alison. Okay, fine. Wait. This is important side quest that I think we need to fulfill, don't you? Yeah, no, I think we need to look into this. Okay, let's see who everybody is. We'll start with SD Ginsburg because I don't know who she is. Let's have a look at who SD Ginsburg is. Okay, let's see SD Ginsburg. Okay, who is she? What's she famous for? Esther Ginsburg is an Israeli model, actress, and television host. She has modeled in international campaigns for fashion brand. Okay, she's hot. Let's. I think this stands more investigation. You see, that's what I mean. Gal Gadot is Israel 7. Okay, I'll say she's like an 8. She looks just a bit too, I don't know. Doesn't look quite slutty enough for me. I hate to tell you, not really doing it. Okay? Scott Barafiliano. Okay, let's do Nikki Reed. Twilight hottie Rosalie Hell in all 4 Twilight movies. Okay, let's have a look at Nikki Reed. I don't know. I mean, like, she's a nice young lady. She's way too like. I would take her to meet my mother. It's yeah, no, she's yeah. I'm sorry, that's not masturbatory fantasy material. Yeah, that's just not. It's if it does for you, that's good. Look, I'm not going to look down on it. Alison Brie. Kind of heard that name before. Who's Alison Brie? Okay, and then we're going to see who Kat Dennings is. Alison Brie, what's she been in? Alison Brie Sherman is an actress. Her breakthrough was Trudy Campbell. Oh, she was a woman from Mad Men. Yeah, I just see her as being Trudy, though. That kind of disturbs me. Yeah, no, I can't. I just think of what's his name? Pete Campbell. I can't. No, you're too associated. I'm sorry. You're out the running. It's just the way it's Kat Dennings. Let's see Kat Dennings. Let's see if I'll raise my scepter. Who work for Kat Dennings? Yes. Oh, that's a hard yes. Yeah, that's absolutely a hard yes. We like the Kat Dennings. Oh. See, but that's the thing. I get turned on by like Semitic looking Jewish ladies, apparently. Yeah, she looks very Jewy. That's very stereotypically Jewy, right? I guess it's just hardwired into me. Yeah, no, I think she's hot. Okay, Kat Dennings, she's Scottish Johansson hot. Yeah, I wouldn't say. Yeah, okay, I like Kat Dennings. And firstly, let's see Lee, whoever she is, Lee Michelle Sarfati. I've never heard of her. Yeah, I mean, like, again, nice young lady. Don't get me wrong. No, this is a hard no. Okay, the top of the list is either Scarlett Johansson or Emmanuel Shikri. I can't even pronounce her name, but yeah, no, she is insanely hot, right? Oh, she's on not Smallville. She's on was it Lois and Clark? Yes, she's very, very, very hot. Yes, okay, she's the winner. Lucky girl. Congratulations. I bet she's so proud. You are the most spankable of them all. Although Scarlett Johansson, though, is always the winner. Winner. Fine. Where are we up to? We said hello. Is here. I said hello to you. The Soda Rangers. Yes. I just got called my butt to criticize all the Tom Baker stories I put today. Oh, I keep up. Hello, seriously, I just come from the day out of the city and I'm very tired. Well, so aren't we all? I'm not. I'm doing quite good. How do you stuff mushrooms? With a well, she cried. You get big mushrooms and you say breading that you. I don't know. It's a kind of like it's like a stuffing breading thing. You put it in there and you cook them. Num 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 num. Is that a Jewy thing? I thought it was a general thing. I didn't know that. Maybe it's a Jewy thing. You never know. You never know. Darren M is here. How you doing, Darren M? Thank you for joining us. Matthew Burrows is here. I've had to deal. Well, I have just had to deal with somebody who is ranting about representation. A fanatic who is called my typical cis male. I told him I am not cis. I am a human being. It's like these people are. They're getting louder, aren't they? They're screaming louder, and they're getting less effective. They really are screaming louder. I mean, like, shut up! Oh God, aren't we all just saying that there? I mean, aren't we all just going, just shut up? I mean, like, for God's sake, stop! The world's about to blow up, and you're worrying that somebody isn't gay, which is basically a slur. I mean, like, say, ugh. He's not gay. What can I say? Look, these kids are like, this is what they do instead of getting laid, right? Imagine all that energy you put into getting laid, right? Especially when you're a kid, right? And you take that energy and you put it into screaming into Twitter. Yeah, and this is what you get. This is 100% what you get. Oh man, they're miserable. And they make everybody miserable. They are just a misery. Oh, I'm not suggesting a culling, but yeah. Session Intervention Bureau. I think we should. I don't know, get one of those. It's exactly what type. You don't care about your sleep. It's exactly what type of person matters. Exactly. Oh God! And that was just. We thought that was normal. God's sake. We did. Both you kids go to Labour awful. I saw Keir Starmer saying, "Oh, if you had to choose between Westminster or Davos, who'd you go for?" I said, "Oh, Davos." I'm like, "What the? Really? That's your choice, cunt or cunt? Which flavour cunt do you want today? Oh, I think I'll have the bluey one. Do you want the bit of a ready cunt? Oh, I don't know. There's a comedian, was it Ari Shafir, had this thing about unclean vaginas. He said, don't give me crap saying a vagina's unclean when it's bloody. If 100 vaginas fell from the sky and they were all bloody, right? And there was one big container that said unclean vaginas, and I said, you just put them wherever you think they should go, right? You know where they would end up. I like that guy. I really genuinely like the guy. I love all our globalist leaders. So you know what? This means we've got to have a bit of an aside. This is the next plan for us, right? Are we really? What's it over here? Doink. Right here. This is crazy. Is it working or is it just getting a spinny wheel? Because, you kind of need to see this. There you go.
Eating meat. The WEF, which has ordered mainstream media outlets to begin pushing the narrative, wants to introduce an international policy that would require the majority of pet owners to euthanize their animals. CNN, always at the forefront in pushing the globalist agenda.
I mean, like, I can imagine them in contemplating trying this. right? To see how far they can control society, right? To see, like, I could really see them trying this, and I wonder how many sick fucks will comply. Oh man, I wonder how many sick fucks will comply. A lot of them.
Has begun
If you're in California, get your pet out now.
urging its viewers to starve their pets to death in an effort to combat climate change. CNN published an article on their website recently entitled, "Our pets are part of the climate problem. These tips can help you minimize their carbon pawprints." In the article, the liberal sadists at CNN argue that the
The liberal sadist.
heavy diet of many household pets is causing planet-warming gases to be released into the atmosphere. Responsible pet owners should trade in their best friend for a turtle for the planet. Snakes, turtles, and reptiles can have a really low impact, CNN suggests.
Okay, these people are just pure evil. Right? They are pure evil. It's not just me. They are pure evil.
Your kitty cat and Pooch, CNN explains, are going to have to eat bugs just like you, assuming Klaus Schwab allows you to keep them at all in the future.
I mean, how real is it? I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea, but man, I could totally see them like, oh yeah, let's see what happens when we tell them to kill the pets. Let's see what happens when we tell them to kill the things they love. Mark the Vicar is here. How you doing? Yes, you brought up the globalist leaders. Thank you, Mark the Vicar. Oh man, the interwebs are so slow. When is fiber optics coming? No, I crave the. I'm trying to remember Khan's quote at the end of. Oh man, this is not even good. This is not looking good. Looks like my interweb is about to go down. Maybe I should start playing a thing right now. Wait a second. I think I'm going to reboot my round. Let me start a some kind of. No, it's working. It's working. Okay, I have a skit ready to play. Now I found it. Right, I'm skit ready to play. If I feel the interwebs are going down. Okay, we're back. Come back. I've totally lost my space. Well, God does nothing for Matthew Brown. Yeah, me too. Again, I like the bouncy trampoline kind of film. I think Yasmin has been hired because she's a good actress, not just because she's. I agree with you, and that's one thing. Ralph. Okay, let me finish the chat. That's that's the first thing we're going to talk about. Right? Absolutely. I feel I've been very vindicated, right? And I think the Times is also vindicated because they're going to, get me to buy it for a month. Okay, I've resisted so long. Hey, Jack Russell, Davies last name about representation. Good news for us. Yes, says Kevin Shasheen. Saseen? Sashin? Am I pronouncing your name correctly? It feels like it should be. Barry Towler, how are you doing? I'd settle with a 7. Well, there you go. I can't argue. I mean, listen, I'm spoiled. My wife is a 9. I would say she's a 10, but I want to keep her on toes. Which is the worst for a genre? Taika Waititi or Phoebe Waller-Bridge? Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Oh, Taika Waititi as well. Waller-Bridge. Yeah. What a bridge, because her star hasn't broken yet. Taika Waititi's has. He's on the downswing. Yeah, thank God. Her chin is a bit Timmy Hill. Yes, it is. Where are we up to? I really hope Mr. Rabbi doesn't watch his stream. Mrs. Rabbi doesn't watch his streams. Yeah, she knows exactly who I am. But also too. Yeah, the other thing. I can say literally anything here, and I know nobody locally, including my wife, will hear. I wonder why the master wanted to be the doctor. Out of jealousy, do you think? I think that was actually one of the cleverest things that Moffat did. It was the only thing that actually felt like Doctor Who. That they wanted to get the master to the doctor to regenerate into master and take the rest of the doctor's lives, right? It's because he wanted to live forever and he knows the doctor lives forever. But again, none of that really made sense. It wasn't really real. But I think it's his quest for immortality and also to use the Doctor as a vessel of his resurrection. I think that would appeal to the Master. Speaking of which, we're going to look at this fan edit, which is freaking awesome. This fan edit of the Paul McGann movie, which I think is absolutely incredible with Anthony Ainley in it. Check this out. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm getting a whizzy one. I'm gonna wait till it opens up and then we'll watch it. So at least they can't breed, which is why we need to guard our kids. I don't know who's breed. Yeah, exactly. That's why. Yeah, they breed by like vampirish taking over. It's an exciting era, and I agree with you. I do agree with you. Keir Starmer doesn't know what a woman was. TARDIS Time says, getting that whizzy will again. Bit worried. Well, to tell you, hopefully it's all going to work out okay. Doesn't know what a woman is. Yeah, well, a lot of people do. But we're going to be looking. Man, it's not working. Come on, interwebs, you can do it, baby. I know you can do it. Yes, you can. As we debate, your last is becoming more like Basil. That's every stream. Boom, boom. I love Basil Brush. Basil Brush. There you go. This is looking good. Here. Fine. So let's check this out.
It was on the planet Skaro that my old enemy, the Master, was finally put on trial.
Yeah, I mean, this is. We're going to go back to this so you can see the cut. This is really well done. All right.
That my old enemy, the Master, was finally put on trial. They say he listened calmly as his list of evil crimes was read.
And I like the real Dalek voice in the background.
Sentence passed. Then he made.
Yeah, this is okay. Very well done. Really well done.
Crimes was read. Sentence passed. Then he made his last request.
For old time's sake, release me, Doctor. You know what these monsters will do to me.
Release me.
Release me!
That is awesome. It really worked. It really genuinely 100% worked. Great edit. And it goes perfectly into the
Time
episode.
Lord has 13 lives, and the Master had used all of his. But rules never meant much to him. So
this is a good episode.
I stowed his remains safely for the voyage back.
Yeah, one second. There's one bit I just want to say, which is, this is cool. Look at that. Oh, it hurts you. They never made a show from it. But look at that. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Anyway, that edit. Let me find out who made that. Because I think that credits where credits due. You know, it's always now it's taking forever. Come on, you can do it. Oh no, I just had it. Where is it? This is Tom Mason. More subscribers than me. I think I've seen his work before, haven't I? Yeah. He does a lot of James Bond stuff. I've seen his work before. Anyway, here, let me share his channel. Give him a sub for his very excellent work. Doink. Fine. The good thing about the Timeless Children's storyline is it won't stand up anyway. It'll contrary. No, I am convinced. Everything is pointing to that they're not in a real reality, right? The Doctor's just been exterminated by a whole bunch of Daleks, right? They all fired at him, and he wasn't hurt, right? Why? Because it's not in a real reality. I think Russell's going to leave it open in one's headcanon how long he's been there, right? One could probably say he was there right from the beginning when Jodie fell out the TARDIS, right? I think they could, and I think that would explain something that Chris Chibnall said in his final interview, which is when I heard what Rusty Davies was doing, I went, oh, well, I bet that what I did was going to be so convenient for that then. right? I was like, what do you mean? He went on to a generic regeneration. It wasn't convenient at all. Then I thought, but what if how he started the era with him falling out the TARDIS, right? So you can have that entire era took place in a different reality, right? That might be explicit, but wouldn't that be awesome, right? That would be absolutely, I mean, because then they could say all those adventures mattered, they were real, so that's why continuity didn't work. They're in a different reality. That's why the Doctor was a twat. Was a twat and had a twat. Wow. I wonder if it comes together. I don't know. It's going to be. I think Russell Davies is actively going to retcon it away. Glenn Piper, right? In answer to your question, I really think that is actually going to happen. Monkey Magnet is what you're saying. Thomas Child is not a Doctor Who story because Jodie's not the Doctor. Well, if they do it the way I just said, I think it's acceptable. I would buy her action figure in with all the different costumes on. Right at that point, she's worthy of action figurine. He's been there since Capaldi tried to regenerate. So including the Twice One. Yes, I agree. I really think that's going to happen. Sir Devon on Kang Productions. It would be funny if the Fifth Doctor just woke up in the TARDIS. In a shower and after a shower scene, which is essentially what Dr. Alex did, but in such a clever way. It was really, really fun. I didn't like Sasha's Doctor. I think it was down to bad writing direction. He was great in Dracula. He's a great actor. He was the. I liked his Rasputin dance. I thought that was very good, right? But everything else was somewhat awful. Fine. That's fine. These latest comments from Rusty David. Where are they? Don't. I have them here somewhere. Was this it? No, bollocks. I thought I already opened these up, but I have not. I've been tardy. I've been a naughty rabbi. Maybe Mrs. Rabbi will spank me. Listen, I just say dirty things a lot. Okay, that happened on Sabbath as well, right? I was in synagogue, right? Actually, I was outside synagogue on Friday night, and someone was talking about like how awful it would be to have a kid again. I'm like, oh no, I like a crack kid. No, to be have to have a kid. I said, as I want to say, I would rather have a fist put up my ass, right? Then the next day, someone said, I quoted you. Said, yeah, but I said, would you rather, because I'd rather have a fist put up your ass. That became a thing of notoriety because it's so true, right? It's so incredibly true. Fine, desktop. Where was I looking for? Is this it? Yes. I found the right things. Doink. What about this? I opened that up as well. That's pretty cool. Doink. So Russell T. Davies is essentially confirming what my theory, what I've been saying all along. I hate to say it. I guess I'm right. Cecchini. Okay, Kevin Cecchini. I might forget. You might have to remind me. Okay, that happens. I apologize in advance. But that does happen. Anyway, I think this is very good news. I think it's good news for the world because it's always good for good news for the world when I'm proved right? I think that genuinely, you know what? That's good news for the world because that means the light of truth is starting to emanate, right? Starting to emanate through the different sphere and finally coming out in the realm of Doctor Who. Oh, come on. It's slowing down again. Really? Okay. This is just an image. Dude, you can manage this, right? You can do it. Yes, we can. So, yes, Russell D. Davies has done the impossible and made me buy a subscription to the Times. I'll get the minimum one possible, but I am getting this sorting article. This is, we're going to go do a deep dive of this on my stream on Tuesday. Russell D. Davies, you make all the back catalogue available first on iPlayer. I swear that will happen, and that's going to happen, right? But there are contracts. It's our heritage. It deserves to be there so kids can fall in love with Doctor Who like they love Friends. Yeah, oh man, I understand. I'm very psychopathic to Rusty Davies. I hear it, but I disagree with him so much, right? And I like that he's saying this out loud, and it's such a good idea. And it does mean that if it can happen, it will happen. I think it's going to happen, right? I think it's going to be like you're going to get that Doctor Who hub. I think I'm getting that on Disney Plus of all classic and current Doctor Who. I mean that for me is Disney Plus right there. Okay, I'm on board. If they can get the Blu-ray supplemental material as well, they should. They absolutely should. Right? And I don't even think it will hurt Blu-ray sales. People will still want to buy it. Maybe give it like a 2-3 year thing. But people always want to buy these things. Anyway, let's keep going. So this caused a bit of furore, right? It's wonderful. Then he goes on and says, the reason I spun out Torchwood and Sarah Jane Adventures first time round was to keep the channel controllers interested in Doctor Who. It's a brand. It's a franchise. So clever. And it was so ahead of its time. In 2005. This is what they were doing in... even the MCU hadn't started yet, had they? Right? But he's a nerd. He understands genre, right? I do a lot of mentoring. Yes, he does. I think he's genuinely a good person. I think he's a moral person. I guess another reason I like him. I think he's genuinely a moral person. I do a lot of mentoring, and there are voices wanting to be heard of any genre and ethnicity who consider themselves invisible. They hate that the media ignores them, and they're trapped into wanting a job in a medium purely to increase their representation. This is a really piercing understanding, right? And I think this is what Rusty Davies does best. He understands things to a really, really fine level. Like I always use this as an example, but there was this I think one of the very first confidentials. He was talking about when they were making the Daleks. It might be the confidential for Dalek, right? When he came in and was it Mike Tucker was making it? I think it was Mike Tucker. And he looked at it, make the skirt an inch wider, right? That he understood it to that pinpoint level, right? Because he's very clever. That's the thing. Rusty Davies is very clever. He's a very, very, very fine observer of reality, which is why he's able to replicate it so well, right? And I think he does. I think that's the hallmark of everything he does. I think it seems to have very real characters because I think he understands people, and he understands relationships, and he understands things on a very deep level. Anyway, that's why I think he's probably a good person, right? So he says this is why we have relentless shit, right? Because we have all these people forcing themselves into the industry so they could be heard, not because they could write, right? So then he goes on, I read their scripts and they're rubbish. That's true. I hate to say it. Most of the Jodie Whittaker era was rubbish, right? Vinny Patel's scripts were rubbish. Yeah, Pete Matisse weren't that much. I mean, they just needed to be better, right? They need to be put. They're rubbish. They don't actually love television, so they don't know how to write for it. Exactly the same with comic books. 100% true, right? 100% true. So this was only recently published on the Twits. Doctor Who Production News. Very good for them. Please tell me this isn't how it comes across relayed over tweets. Yes, it is, darling. Yes, it is. That's the thing, mate. You gotta be told not everything is sunny and rosy. You gotta be told things are shit sometimes. Because things are shit, mate. Things are shit. Oh my God, that's like harsh. So somebody else. Looking at shows like Velma, I have to agree with him here. Yes. Looking at shows that you pretended were good. Like Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who, for example. He's absolutely spot on. Yes, he is. Rusty David is savage. Just somebody laughing. I don't think it's savage. That's not harsh. That's degrading. You see, this guy's like, you can't attack somebody on the progressive stack, right? You can't do it. It's not allowed. And that's the problem. But I think that point of view is dying. You got to hope it's dying, right? You've got to hope it's dying because it's crazy and it's stupid. And it's slowly destroying our world, right? It is quickly destroying our world. My mistake. I didn't mean to say slowly. Fine. Let's move on. Let's move on to that GQ article. Where is it? I had it ready. I had a little GQ article with Russell T. Davies. No, I've lost it. Sorting out. You know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Google GQ Russell T. Davies. Doink. Where is it? GQ magazine. Got you. Here we go. GQ. Hoping Michael Straczynski will spin off as he's interested in Doctor Who. I think he's going to use it as a production hub to train new talent, right? I think he's going to use it as a production hub to train new talent. Which Doctor Who spin-offs do you think should happen? Well, that's a good question. I would like to think there's going to be a kiddie one. There's probably going to be some animated thing for a younger audience. I think the Ace Adventures are likely. I think that's a very strong possibility. I think... look, listen, in my perfect universe, what I would like to see will be Shooter's season, 8 episodes every year as like the tentpole, or whatever, whoever the current Doctor is, as the tentpole. Shooty, who I think we can now call the Orange Man, right? Nobody would mind that. He's very orange. The Orange Man. That works out well. Orange Man good. That could be his thing. Orange Man good. Yeah, I like it. I like it already. Anyway, that was just off the top of my head. Anyway, so but then in the perfect thing, I like to see like a David Tennant special, right? Or a Matt Smith special, right? Or a 3-parter, or a Capaldi 4-parter, or something like, or a McGann 4-parter through the year. That I would like to see like 2 or 3 of those a year. I would love to see an annual Christmas Peter Cushing Doctor Who starring Mark Gatiss. You would love it. You would love it as the Peter Cushing Doctor Who. Like lean into that brightness, that like ooh, I'm Doctor Who. That'd be wonderful. And like you go back and watch the first one where he's like, oh, he's so cute. Oh, I love that. Yeah, so absolutely. I would love to see that every year. What else? Okay. I would like to see a grown-up animated series, like a 12-part grown-up animated series, hour-long each, which of different Doctors as well, right? I would love it. Doctor Who Infinity. That would be good to get us started, right? I think Unit has great potential, says Colin Archer. I think you're right, Archer. In the proper hands for a variable genre show. Yeah, everything's in the proper hands. Again, I think this is a hub that Russell Davies is going to use to build out new talent, right? If he wants to do a non-Doctor Who grown-up show, I said he should do a adaptation of The Life and Scandalous Times of John Nathan Turner, right? Just like this Nolly show, how he was screwed over by the BBC, right? I absolutely think he should do a What Happened show, right? I think that would be absolutely fantastic. I think he will be absolutely fantastic at it. Interweb's playing. I'm so close to rebooting. Rebooting. It might happen. Dude, I'm sharing an interweb web. Here it comes. There you go. Rusty Davis wants Edgar Wright to direct Doctor Who. So if you, I would share this, but man, it's going to take forever to play. Let's see if it will. Video file. Let's have a go. She cried. Jigger. Doink. Let's see if this plays. Edgar Wright directing an episode or more of season 14 of Doctor Who? Well, quite probably, as it turns out, eagle-eyed Doctor Who fans, and there is only one type of Doctor Who fan, eagle-eyed, baby, you can't hide anything from us. Eagle-eyed Doctor Who fans have found an interesting connection. Rusty Davies was out promoting his new drama opening, I think, on Thursday, Nolly. Was it ITVX, which I have no idea what it is, but I am looking, by the way, please go check out my shorts. Looking forward to it. In an interview in GQ magazine, mentioning Edgar Wright as a director he'd love to have, but it goes a bit deeper than that. Edgar Wright, a while back, posted on his Instagram a picture of a blue door, which Russell T Davies liked, prompting a furore of speculation. Now, that blue door seems to be exactly the same one that we've seen in some of the production shots of the next series of Doctor Who. Who knows? Or dares to dream, baby? That's just a man you should listen to. That's what I say. That's a man you should listen to. Man in the know. That's who that is. Doink, doink, doink. So yeah. Oh, spook style with aliens, more violent and adult. Yeah, I think they're probably going to do that as well, right? I think, look, the way they did Torchwood for, as an adult drama, and as Sarah Jane Adventures, a child drama. Then they had the cartoons. Oh, come on, Infinite Quest, which I thought was quite good. I liked it at the time. It's just a bit dated now. Come on, you can do this. You can do this. No, don't make me reboot. It's really thinking about it. It's really thinking about making me reboot. Oh, the two rabbis. Oh, there's always a rabbi on rabbi action. There you go. Bit of rabbi on rabbi action. Rusty Davies was Edgar Wright, so maybe he's already got Edgar Wright to direct Doctor Who. Here's his new period miniseries. It's so funny to me, things like in the 80s as a period miniseries. I guess it is. Nolly hits ITVX. We speak to one of Britain's best-known TV writers. Well, he's so good on talk shows. Like, he's so good on Graham Norton, right? He just is a great guest. About all things soaps, his career, his hits and flops, and much anticipated return to Doctor Who. It is much anticipated. Rusty Davies could have made anything in the wake of his zygote-snatching HIV drama, It's a Sin. Yeah, I guess we could have made anything beforehand, in all fairness. But he landed quite a surprising passion project, Nolly. Another 80s period piece gurgling with social upheaval of the era. I'm really looking forward to this. I am reviewing this when it comes out. It centers around the tragic downfall of Crossroads stars Noel Gordon, once considered the epitome of TV royalty, now largely forgotten to a generation wherein soaps are no longer reign queen. Davies, a self-professed soap opera superfan, was an 18-year-old budding TV writer at the time. Yeah. That extra 10 years makes a difference, right? Now comes the full circle moment. After Nolly, of course, Davies will make a much anticipated return to the sci-fi series that shot him to international fame, Doctor Who, with beloved stars David Tennant and Catherine Tate, followed plus a new Doctor to follow in Sex Education, Ncuti Gatwa. Here, Davies speaks to GQ about his love of soaps, his earlier works, and all things Davies Who version 2. Yes, we want to hear all of this. We want to hear all of it, Russell, baby. Last time we spoke, you told me that the script for It's a Sin sat in your drawer for about 4 or 5 years before you finally got it commissioned. Really? That's crazy. I mean, everything's in the right time, I guess. I mean, that's really? I can't believe that. I'm surprised HBO didn't snap it up. I really am. It's a Sin. Yes. It was turned down. You've got to play a long game in this business. Wow. That's crazy. Why? I'm stunned. Okay, honestly, that stuns me. Why? That's incredible. Was Nolly the same or a product of your success with It's a Sin? It's interesting. Nolly is something I've spoken about to friends for years and years. I've been fascinated by it since I was 18 when she was sacked when I was a student. You did a trial script for them. Then Crossroads was taken off the air 5 days later. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, if your trial script was anything like what's that one you found you got Big Finish Luke, it was awful. Oh god, it was awful. So this round I finally got into Crossroads. It was like an act of revenge, punching the air. Finally got to do it. Writing is revenge. Discuss. It's more you think about that then. The more you think about that, the more interesting it gets. You see, here's the thing: what I think is what's improved with time. I mean, yes, although his skill has improved. He's grown, he's matured, he has a more layered, interesting view of reality, right? You write Queer as Folk because you're fed up with every version of a gay man on television. You write Doctor Who because you think it's never been done properly. And now you're doing Nolly because you want to bring a bit of class back to old soaps. Is it revenge? You think Doctor Who's never been done properly? Really? That's interesting. Even like the Tom Baker years. Where we are. Maybe. What I was getting at is, did you write it before or after it's in? No, I didn't have anything written before. And then lockdown came. And it was very much a writer's life for me. Just sitting at home on my own. It wasn't particularly different. So I kept working on it, on like I always had. Let's be honest. Nolly is an unusual idea to get commissioned. How is whatever you write not instantly commissioned? In my fantasy world, that's how things just should be, right? I mean, like, really? I'm shocked by this, right? I'm genuine. I'm like how right do you have to be proven? All the by the way, another thing about this Sabbath, I was in synagogue, right, and then that big Pfizer expose come out where they say, oh yeah, we're totally doing the what's the word, doing change of function to COVID to make more vaccines, like a bit into everything, right? So the by me, like in my local town, is a very famous local politician whose whole platform was like, don't force people to get vaccines, right? And everyone was at the time was like, oh, you arsehole, oh, why you call it? And now I was like, I wanted to say to him, anything else you've been proved right about today? By the way, this is not medical advice. Absolutely. If you want my thoughts on the vaccine now, on COVID and vaccines now, this is what I suspect, in my uneducated opinion, that the vaccine, yes, is absolutely efficacious. It works. I think the universal application of it was a huge mistake because it amplified the instances of negative side effects. It amplified it massively, right? If the vaccine was given judiciously to those who needed it, those who are, and then the primary treatment was either Mactin or monoclonal antibodies, right? Initially treat people rather than vaccinate. I think everything would have been much better, right? I think everything would have been much better, and I think that's basically what the data is showing now. But anyway, I don't know. Look, listen, I'm not. I don't know anything about medical. I just know. Everything is about a hunch, right? Yeah, everything's about like, oh, do I think, like because they're saying you shouldn't talk about this, it must be that. The knee-jerk reaction is a mistake, right? Yeah, Tim Paul was talking about that, and I do think he's right. Anyway, back to Rusty Davies. Where are we up to? Nolly. Much more interesting. Yeah, he mentioned COVID, that's why. Where are we up to? And let's be honest, not as an unusual idea to get commissioned. It's a Sin was so successful. It's one of those rare moments in your life where you stand a chance of getting things made. I can't believe, like, man, as far as I know, you've just had one kind of flop, which was like, was it cucumber tofu, whatever it's called? All right, I mean, like, yeah, look, you had that soap you're on your way up with, but ever since it's Queer as Folk, I think pretty much. I mean, I guess you had Mine or Mine didn't really work either. I don't know. You just seem like somebody who should be commissioned. You know, like sight unseen. But you had such a conveyor belt of hits. They're not though. Years and Years Died a Death. Well, Years and Years wasn't great. I'm sorry. I think it's one of your weakest works, right? It won awards. No, it didn't win any awards. It wasn't nominated for any awards. It wasn't nominated for a single BAFTA. Go and check. Wow. Okay. Maybe I'm rejecting my own experience, but I recall everybody watching the show when it aired, right? Well, me too. It wasn't even nominated for the NTA Awards for Best Drama, Best New Drama. Never mind Best Drama. It wasn't on the long list. Wow. So we asked, and they said, we're really sorry, but we got a threshold for viewing figures, and if you fall underneath it, oh, man, I had no idea. Again, go woke, go broke, baby. That's what it is. That was your most woke thing. Go woke, go broke. That was it. I think you've learned from that, though, right? Definitely, from what we read before. Children not nominated for anything. I think it won something in France. Was it? We went under 1 million views on that show. Man, it was phenomenally unsuccessful. Genuinely not nominated for anything ever. Go woke, go broke. It's the thing, right? It's totally a thing. That was a mistake. I think what you've done very successfully then is you cultivated a very specific and loyal audience and demographic in UK, the gays. I'm not gay. We watch all your stuff, Queer as Folk, It's a Sin, Cucumber. No, I watched Doctor Who. I watched the stuff I think it's going to be good. And we're chatty. Cucumber was a disaster. The viewing figures were absolutely disastrous. There was well under 1 million, 800,000 an episode, thereabouts. Terrible figures. You've had such affection, real reverence for the soap as a genre. I'm curious about why. That's an interesting question. Yeah, Mark Gatiss wanted to have Doctor Who be like 30, 40 episodes a year and have it be like a soap. Be literally every week. That was his idea back in 97, 98. So he might have changed since then. We're up to. Oh, absolutely. I love them. I know you do, Russell. And that's and I think the world is changing now. It's part of the reason why I think Nolly, why I was interested in writing Nolly. You know, if the world is moving to a streaming model, right, the whole date release thing, which soaps really depend on, doesn't work, right? I wonder how they're going to adapt for that era. That's interesting. As they say in episode 2, the events of her sacking are 6 months after Who Shot JR. So when all the soaps became supercharged, it was that's when all the soaps became supercharged. Yes, it was. It was a fascinating period. That's when you had I'm not sure about the dates. Very soon after, Ken and Deirdre and Mike Borden, Coronation Street. That was huge. Oh, that was huge. Then we started talking front page headlines. That lasted about 20 years. It's gone now. The decline of soap is equally fascinating. Who has a conversation about soaps anymore? It's true. It's like, there's the Netflix shows, whatever binge thing you want to drop. How long had you considered coming back to Doctor Who? Well, I know the story. Well, honestly, it wasn't a plan of mine. Although I had an issue, I have to issue a massive caveat and say I was a massive Doctor Who fan since the age of 3. I'm about the same. Yeah, actually, I want to talk about that one. You know why? Why I think Doctor Who really appreciates the people who are a little bit different, marginalized people, gay people, clever people, which I think Doctor Who, generally speaking, appeals to people who are cleverer, right? So I think Tom Baker's Doctor really epitomizes that. It's they played it with, he called it Olympian detachment, right? He was like, how silly He felt he like how much of a higher being he was than everybody else around him who didn't realize it, right? Didn't and you know it taught him like an era how to rise above the it not being advantageous to be smart, right? You know, outwardly, you know, appearing, right? So you just imagine you're Tom Baker and they were the idiots. You know, and that's why I always liked Deadly Assassin, because even when he went back home, you saw the disdain he had for his who were beneath him, right? They were just beneath him, and I think Tom Baker's Doctor and Doctor in general helped people who felt pushed on the side, that the people pushed on the side were actually beneath them, and that raised them up, right? I think that's that Olympian detachment, right? And it wasn't like looking down at them. It was like, again, it was raising oneself up more than anything else. And it was raising oneself up, I think, in a valid way, because normally you were smarter. Right, Doctor Who fans generally speaking are smarter. They just are. That's why normies generally speaking don't get it. Right? They're like, that's why the normies generally speaking, you can show them a Jodie Whittaker episode and they think it's Doctor Who. They just don't like it. They don't watch it. Right? Normies don't get it. It's really true. It's weird, but they really don't. So since it was a 3, I think think about it all the time. And when I wasn't producing it, people would always say, oh, you know, are you going to write Doctor Who again? And it was a bit rude while there were other people on the job to say, oh, yes, I'll think about it now. I'll think about it now. We could always do Big Finish, mate. You can always, like, you want to do anything, you can do a Big Finish. It's like there were other people running the show. Remind me then, for my benefit, why did you leave in the first place? Other things to write? Yeah, honestly, I think they've reached a natural conclusion. Right, and the handover to Stephen Moffat and Matt Smith was just glorious. Right, it was absolutely glorious. It went from a high to a high, but it felt like that the 10 years had basically run out of steam by that point. I think Rusty Davies also did. I think the strain was really obvious in what was it when they got the Shadow Proclamation, and it's like, oh, that was it. That was the end of time, wasn't it? And it's just a bit naff, right? It's like an empty hotel. It wasn't that impressive. What episode was that? Let me just look it up. I just remember seeing oh, look, the Jadoon's there, and that's about it. 1 second. Doctor Who Shadow Proclamation. What episode was that in? And they mentioned it in a bunch of them. There we go. It was like a woman with white hair in a dinner dress. That was essentially the Shadow Proclamation. Stolen Earth, right? You saw it in Stolen Earth. That's the one. There you go. Doink. Dr. Alex is there. How you doing, Dr. Alex? We were talking about the shower scene just now, earlier, and I said it's how reminiscent that is of season 12. You basically do a shower scene just so much better. Okay, there we go. Remind me then for my why'd you leave? I think to right. Simple as that. Cucumber. Actually, then my husband was ill. Oh, so sad. Yeah, husband died. So then I left in 2010. It was my last episode, and we went to America. The Cucumber script was written, hit there. Then he fell ill, and everything got delayed by about 5 years. Wow. But Cucumber was burning in my head. I never saw Cucumber, like most people. It was burning in my head. If Doctor Who hadn't come along, I'd have written that back in 2004. And was it what would have been like? Oh God! Oh my God! How would that conversation then? How would we have that conversation then? Would it have been more explosive or more strange? Because it was all the same script and nothing. I've really got to see. I have no idea even what it's about. It just seemed like more gay men. I'm not that interested. So why return now? Like we say, the immediate path of It's a Sin will probably write anything you want. Yeah, right. You're right. You're probably partly. It's simply that I fell in love. It's simply that I love it, and and always have loved it. Basically, you know, and I just think the chips fell in the right place. That's essentially what the thing was. They did the watch-alongs. David Tennant said, "Oh, I'll do that. I'll do another one." And Kathleen said, "Yeah." So he contacted Piers Wenger, and they told him that they wanted to sell it to some big streaming network. He's like, fuck me. Anybody else is going to fuck this up. I have to do this. Right? That's 100% how that story went. But the world has changed, and now we're the age of the streamer. I watched the Star Trek Empire with vast envy. Yeah, they just make shit, and they can make as much of it as they like. They make relentless shit. It's incredible. Like Discovery, it's like they just keep making it. And they've had to turn the quality around a little bit. We had Strange New Worlds, I thought was quite watchable, but everything else has been shit. Apart from episode 1 of season 2 of Picard. Now, season 3 of Picard looks like it might be good. Who knows? But season 2 of Strange New Worlds looks like it might be bad. I mean, you know, it's I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. We're up to. I watched the Star Trek with vast envy. The way that's turned itself from an old archive show into something fantastic. The cast is so progressive. Why is that a good thing? So good, so beautiful. Listen, mate, I appreciate that Dr. Gay, whatever his name is, gives you a hard on, right? I think the cat just knocked a ball down the stairs. I appreciate Dr. Gay in Star Trek Discovery. You think is dishing, right? Man, it's shit, right? I think he knows it's shit. He knows bad writing, right? But they know he's got like you can make unlimited shit, and this is what Doctor Who would be. It would be shit, and they'll just keep making unlimited versions of shit if it wasn't for him. Fuck me, I've just worked out what's going on. He came back to Doctor Who because he realized they would just make it like Star Trek, which was unlimited versions of shit. Oh, thank you, Russell, mate. Right? It's and very cleverly, I think Star Trek is reaching out to making that like 52 episodes a year. So that's your yearly show. Genius. Yeah, that's what he's aiming for. 100%. And there's a problem with the BBC. It's a public service broadcast. There's only so much they'll ever commit to. So I thought, with no criticism whatsoever, towards the people who were running it at the time, because they were running it within BBC measures, it was time for the next stage of Doctor Who. I thought the streaming platforms are ready, and the spin-offs are ready. I always believe spin-offs when I was there. I did Torchwood as a spin-off. I did Sarah Jane as a spin-off. Those spin-offs declined when I left, and I can see why. I very much left after 2008 when the money became scarce, right? I think it's fair enough. They're a public service broadcaster, and the money was better spent on other things. No, it bloody wasn't. Spend it on Doctor Who. Spend it on things people like, not, the shit that they make. Not the Doctor Who they make now. Oh, that shit. But now it wasn't my idea. The BBC's notion to go for a streamer, Disney Plus, to invest in the worldwide, I completely agree with. We're not on the budget level with Star Wars and the Marvel shows yet. But you're working with millions of dollars more than you usually would, right? It's better than it was. Yes. I mean, any piece of television costs millions. We're not allowed to talk about the budget, and we're not on that Star Wars or Star Trek level. Good. Really? I think having a smaller budget is good. But it's more than I ever had to work with. I think he's saying that because there's only one show, right? They have bunches of shows. They're like, yeah, if you got like all the shows you got on Star Wars or Marvel, yeah. But I don't know. I don't think they're putting as much money into it as something like Andor, for example. There were reports you get put $10 million an episode. Honestly, read my column in Doctor Who magazine. As the executive producer, Train Tran to try to very clearly say, it's not 10 million in episodes. It's absolutely not. I wish it was. It'll make my life easier. But it's we're very clever at spending money. I think Doctor Who has learned more tricks over the years than any other show. Well, this is the a bad wolf Doctor Who. This is the Jane Tranter and who's the other one? Julie Gardner Doctor Who, right? They know how to spend budgets very, very wisely, right? And we've seen it, right? I wouldn't trust anybody else. Rusty Davies heard the BBC were going to do this, right? And he's like, if he doesn't do it, they're going to get some Alec Kurtzman piece of shit to do it. That's basically what he said in Doctor Who magazine. Yeah, that all just came together. That's wild, right? Has larger budgets changed your creative approach? Yes, I think it does. Whoa! Yes, we're having crazy shit. I'm looking forward to it. It's one of the reasons I come back. You can tell stories on a bigger scale. It's the same old problems. I still have to cut scenes because they're too expensive. And I still have to reduce the number of monsters and things like that. But my imagination feels more free. A lot more free, actually. It's just a joy to write. I'm really proud of it. Oh my God, there are some episodes coming up. Oh, David, stop being a prick tease, baby. I can't wait. Would you come back if David Tennant and Catherine Tate hadn't? Oh, probably yes. I mean, they just added delight. Their willingness to do it was just part of the story, right? As was part of the reason I picked up in the first place. They said, wouldn't it be a laugh to do something for the 60th? So I went to the BBC, not knowing they were getting ready to make Doctor Who bigger anyway. So it's like I walked into a trap. It's a trap! Indeed. No, everything coincided and the time was right. Last night we had Shooty Cutler's first read-through and he's so unbelievably stunning. I really think he's going to be. Oh man, I really think he's going to be. I think it's going to be a Tom Baker level. I really hope so. I'm talking up, aren't I? I think it's going to be great though. Unbelievably stunning. I can't wait for you to see him. I can't wait to fucking see him. Right? He just lifts your hair off your head. He's beautiful. Listen, mate. I do get the feeling that Shooty Gatwa being spankable for Rusty Davies is a major factor, right? The spank factor is big. Shooty, you're going to have to show your abs. Okay, Brussels. That's just the way it is. He's absolutely beautiful in every sense. So exciting. Rusty. This is Adric all over again, mate. Oh my God. Adric, if you didn't know, was John Nathan Turner's masturbatory fantasy, right? 100%, right? But I've David and Catherine doing 3 hours as well as an extra night. It's a big party. You're going to love it. Hey, baby, there's a party happening and I'm coming. It's in your mouth. Any truth speculation of Egler Road? Oh, no. What's the speculation? Yes, it is, you little tease. Oh, you little tease. You know you love it. Well, there was some cryptic Instagram posting last year, and the fans thought he might be directing an episode. Oh, yes, please. No, we wouldn't have kept that secret, would we? Yes, you would. If he's reading GQ, please get him to do it. I love him. I think he will. Nolly will begin streaming on Thursday, and I will begin covering it also on Thursday. Yes, indeed, Rusty Davies. I am very, very psyched for your future Doctor Who. Heather Sulu is here. How are you doing, Heather Sulu? Thank you for joining us. They can only spend one plate at a time. That is true, says Dr. Alex. What are we up to? I love Enterprise. I really hated the last episode was awful. And the tragedy of Enterprise is where it was going. Right, they're going to give it the secondary hole. Here, 1 second. Enterprise, what was it? Season 5, wasn't it? Season 4 or 5? I can't remember. It was season 5. Refit. Hang on, where is it? Images. There you go. Let me find this. I'll pull this. Excuse me while I whip this out. She cried. Doink. Out. And I gotta go there. Now, I'll just do this. Really? That's as good as it gets. Let me see if I can get a better shot of it. 1 second. The thing I got was tiny. Oh. So, yeah, they added a secondary hole to it. It was freaking awesome. Where is it? Oh, well, that's quite big. That's good. Let's see if we can find something else. Doink. Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Finally. Doink. Okay. And really? Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Hit. And let's zoom in on this. And this is supposed to be much bigger. This is tiny. 1 second. 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, we can do better than that. I'll start with this. Doink. Share screen. There you go. There you go. So, do you see they were going to add this secondary hole in the next season, and they're going to do like the Romulan War. But I love that. I love the second because they basically just missed out this whole bit. So what was the original one? Did they have the original one over here? The Kira class? No. Oh, that's annoying. Is this thing opening up? No, it's bloody not. But there you go. This is it. In action, baby. Bit of action. Bit of Enterprise action. You know, you like it. Yeah, let me see if I can find. Let me see. Enterprise NX-01. NX-01. And I should be able to get a. I'm trying to find it. God, I'm trying another thing that does. Oh, there you go. That's actually exactly what we wanted. Come on. There you go. Oh, that was tough. But yeah, so you see the top one was from what we saw, and then they were going to add on this secondary hull. Oh, that would have been awesome. And then really lean into the nacelles looking the same as the original series. I think that would have been really, really cool. I have to say that though, I really did like Strange New Worlds. I love the aesthetic in Strange New Worlds. I thought it was fantastic. Fine. Shall we do banning comics, or I want to do Stephan Noonan's Doctor. I like Stephan Noonan's Doctor. Where are we finding it? I have it in Doctor Who magazine. Oh, we can all see when the next Doctor Who magazine is out. Too much shit here. Too many things. Where did I put it? SFX. That just came out. So Doctor Who magazine should be out soon then. Oh, there you go. We'll do Doink. It was, where was this? Doink. No, that's reviews. I'll find it in a second. Okay, I'm like going through pages and pages. I'll look forward to that as well. There we go. Do any more of it? All right, we'll do this. Share screen. Now, I want to be absolutely clear. The mere fact they have Lauren Cornelius here isn't while I'm watching, while I'm reading this article. Oh, absolutely not. Oh, man, it's not opening it. Come on. There you go. Stephan Noonan, I think, looks good as the first Doctor. Lauren Cornelius just looks good. Please. Just more Lauren Cornelius. That means I think we can have some Stephan Noonan as well. Let's see what he has to say. Stephan Noonan, 5 minutes with the latest actor to play the first Doctor. Listen, I feel he's like a very legitimate first Doctor. I feel like Big Finish are licensed productions. This are full cast dramas. Yeah, this is an official Doctor, right? I think the job he does is pretty darn good as well. Hello, Stephen. How did it feel as both an experienced actor and Doctor Who fan to be offered the role by Big Finish? It's a strange cognitive dissonance of how fantastic it is to be offered the part, combined with the anxiety and trepidation. I have to tell you. So I like that first set. I've got the second set on pre-order. I can't work out if it's because I like Stephan Noonan, and I like Stephan Noonan because he's been very decent, right? He's just been like a lot of people at Big Finish will treat me like I have leprosy, right? Also when I used Don Martin, and I thought it was the Don Martin, in a thumbnail one time, he just assumed I was taking the piss out of the middle because he's black, because he just assumed I'm like this deeply racist, immoral person because he believes that bull crap, right? So I appreciate, being given the benefit of the doubt. I appreciate actually a lot, and I think me being given the benefit of the doubt, if you're a listener to this channel, you're probably being given the benefit of the doubt as well. And I just feel that basic decency is if you're in the market to buy audio drama, it's worth giving him a punt. It really is. I really liked his first set. It was he's a very different first Doctor to David Bradley. I think he's a bit more accurate. I do like the fluffs. He puts a few Billy fluffs in. And he's got a really nice first Doctor companion relationship with Lauren Cornelius, again, who, even though it's audio, is very easy on the eye. And I think, I just think that comes through the audio, that I'm turned on by her somehow. I don't know how. This is a factor in making me want to buy something. I don't know what to tell you, mate. It seems like a reasonable factor to me. I think why has there always been attractive people in TV shows and ads to make troglodytes like me want to buy them? Right? I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Where are we up to? Yeah, you attempted to do justice to the very first Doctor, William Hartnell. I feel his performance is really with respect, right? He's the most loved, cherished protector icon in Doctor Who universe. I still like to see him with Bernie Summerfield. Rightly so, quite rightly, because he invented the part. But you're not just following Hartnell. You're following Richard Underl and David Bradley, esteemed actors both. Well, one of them was. One of them is, I should say. So I had tremendous anxiety about stepping into those very large shoes. And I don't think it's really... I'm glad they got another set, but they've had some real pushback at Big Finish, as I understand it. How did you approach your interpretation of the first Doctor? The one thing to capture was the way he said a particular line. That was another creating a characterization with new scripts. You're in limbo between impression and characterization. That is true. The voice that fans know better than their own parents is also true, but you have to make an organic character in itself. My own overriding thought was, I do hope I can do this to my own satisfaction. Well, I hope you have, right? Honestly, I think you've done a great job, and I would, I've been a big proponent of somehow the BBC, Disney, whatever, recreating lost stories of the first Doctor with full cast. Acting talent with you. I'll be happy with you being the Doctor in those. I really would. I think you really pull it off. You got your shirt done up there. We're all doing well. Lauren, you don't need to do your shirt up, darling. Whatever you need to do to make yourself feel free. If you need to, unbutton. It's fine. It's fine. We're okay with that over here. Like, I don't know how I could sell it even harder, but Laura, you want to come for an interview? I will do my best. My overriding thought was, I hope you did it to your own satisfaction. Did anything surprise you in the preparation and research? Oh, I like being surprised. If you hear the interview with Patrick Troughton, for example, it's the same voice as the Doctor. Tom Baker is the Doctor. Tom Baker. Whereas Hartnell and there are only a handful interviews, that exit voice is completely different voice. Well, that exists. Hammer that exists has a completely different voice. It's difficult to believe it's the same person. It really is actually. He was he had quite a Cockney accent underneath it. He was working from that voice. He was working from the voice up to the Doctor's. I spent time listening to his own voice, imagining how the character, how as a character actor, he will put layers in. Now that's interesting. You know what that reminds me of? When Robert De Niro was in Godfather Part 2, right? And he played young Vito Corleone, right? Was played by Marlon Brando in the first one. He found that Marlon Brando had this like thing made for inside his jaw to make him give him that like kind of look, right? Give him that kind of look, kind of gravitas kind of feel. So Robert De Niro had something similar made, but much smaller, right? And it sold it to be the same person, right? But I like that he went through the same layers of acting to get to. I think that's a very clever, a very clever way of looking at it. A friend who's an expert on theatre history dug out some recordings of Hartnell's early mentor, Sir Frank Benson, performing Shakespeare in the 1920s. You can hear where Hartnell perhaps incorporated some the same vowels and inflect. Okay, this is too technical for me, right? But I'm with you. There's something wonderfully Victorian about the First Doctor. Well, it's essentially Adam Adamant, right? That's the idea. Let's have a quick look at what Demon Song is. Demon Song starring Stephan Noonan as Doctor. Lauren Cornelius. Tell us more, Lauren. Lauren, you can tell us more. Whatever you want to say. As Dodo. Demon Song by Bob Ayres. Who's Bob Ayres? I don't know Bob Ayres. He's new. Guest starring... bloody hell. Bhavnishna Palmer as Archie. Okay, right. I mean, like, yeah, they're virtually the same name, Bhavnishna Palmer as Archie. The Doctor detects a haunting melody in the streets of 2020 Camden where the people are going missing, including Dodo. That sounds like a good story. Guest starring, and then you got the Incertain Incident by Nicholas Briggs. If he's writing an episode in this release, it's worth getting, right? Much as Rusty Davies is Doctor Who, Nick Briggs is Big Finish. If he's not, he should be, right? But if his name's on something, it's almost certainly pretty darn good. Guest starring Rose Baker, Dr. Leah Horan. As Britain recovers from the Second World War, an alien force threatens total destruction. Okay, I'm interested. For these adventures, you're joined by Lauren Cornelius. Tell me more. Who takes over the role of Dodo Chaplin from the late Jackie Lane. And listen, not to diss the late Jackie Lane, but Lauren, so much better. More Lauren Cornelius. Lauren is such a great spontaneous actor. And brilliant Dodo. Actually, that is true. Like, I'm lasting after, because she's gorgeous. I'm lasting after, but like, she has a real, genuine, youthful spark that goes against the Victorianness of the Hartnell Doctor. You know, the Edwardianist Victorianness. And you feel that paternal affection, that paternal care, that paternal love that I think Hartnell was very, very good at. Right, I think he really needed that after Susan left. You know, Vicky, that was very much a paternal, affection. And I think Dodo less so, but it works here. There's a wonderful way in which she responds to Hartnellisms. I put in, and she's constantly improvising around that. Our relationship feels so alive. That's very true. I really agree. It's so alive, and this, this lovely overlapping quality, a sense of spontaneity as we're doing it, leads to a great rapport. I think is absolutely fair, right? You recently attended Chicago Convention. Did you enjoy that? It was such a privilege to be there, spending a weekend talking to people about the same enthusiasm as I do for Doctor Who. Yeah, I think he was recommended by, what's his name? The guy who played number 6 in The Prisoner. Who's really good. He's in a lot of stuff. What's his bloody name? Now I'm going to look it up. This is just annoying, right? This is just, oh, God, he's in so many things in Big Finish now. and the internet's slow. It's just, this is just painful. Hold on. Fine. When that opens up, I will look. But he was recommended by him. He said, Stephan Noonan actually, really nails the first Doctor. Where are we up to? It was almost a woman to spend time with Wendy Pabber and Fraser Hines to be with them that time. That was probably one of the greatest pleasures of my life. Well, yes, we want to hear about your great pleasures, mate. I can't overestimate how wonderful that was. I'm sure it was, mate. Listen, there's no one. You don't have to convince us. That's actually we believe you. We believe you. How much do you enjoy the process of being in studio and in green room? Well, everyone likes to be in the green room. Nick Briggs as director is a master of professional and social. There's an atmosphere. If he's directing it, the script's going to be up to scratch. I'm so much happier now with this that I bought this release. Right? I feel so much more relaxed with this. There's a paradox that we work very hard, very fast, and there's a tremendously fun atmosphere. There's cliche that says people work. There's cliche that people work together when they're enjoying themselves. I can't imagine I'm feeling, oh no, here we go again. Well, I hear that. Listen, I mean, it's Big Fish won't open up. Maybe if I give it another go. Come on, you can do it. I don't think I'll be bothered. Don't think I can be bothered to fight with it. But yeah, this is coming out in February. I think it's going to be. I think this is a recommend. Barbara Wright best moments. I'm going to go over that somewhere. When's the next issue out? That's what I wanted to find out. It is out February 2nd. Oh, so same day as Nolly. I think I'm doing a stream that day. There you go. I think we'll be reviewing it on that stream. Fine. You know what? I think I'm going to hang up my stirrups. The interwebs are just working terribly. If I can't freaking open anything up. I know what to tell you. Matthew Powder's here. How you doing, Matthew Powder? Thank you for joining us. Dr. Deconstructing. I'm pretty sorry I said hello to you. I think I said hello to you. Fine. I think with that, I'm going to wrap up. Okay. I'm hitting the end broadcast button.